Good morning and welcome to Star Wars Saturdays. Star Wars Saturdays is part of the Gauntlet Network. The Gauntlet is a tabletop RPG community. We are worldwide and we mostly play online for as long as Google has Hangouts until they decide to put it behind a paywall or GIMP it. That's where we'll primarily play. And if they take that away from us, by gosh, we'll find something else. Star Wars Saturdays is a living campaign that I have been running for a year and a few months. Every month, I choose a new RPG, and sometimes it'll be a repeat of stuff from before, popular stuff coming back. But I like to mix it up, and I think of it like an anthology series. Sometimes we'll see characters reoccur in the game. Other times, every month, we use our RSVP system, and brand new people will show up. I'm lucky enough to have a couple of folks that were here last week, but it was a totally different game because in February 2019, I decided to do 2 games because I'm crazy like that. This is the first of 2 sessions of Hutt Cartel. What is Hutt Cartel? So last year, Mark Diaz Truman of Magpie Games released a Kickstarter for Cartel, which is this brilliant, dirty, evil little game about Mexican narco fiction. Think of it like Breaking Bad mixed in with some telenovelas, and you're pretty close to what this game does. And I'm a dork who said, hey, Cartel, Hutt Cartel, let's make a Reese's Cup of awesome. I've run this once before last year, and this is the same game as before as far as mechanics, except Cartel released La Rata, which is a rat, and I converted that over. And so we're using 3.4 version of the quick start. Cartel itself is not out yet, but there's more than enough play materials for us to come in and have some fun. So this game is about a drug cartel, which means that we will be dealing with some violent individuals. And before I started the recording, I started talking with the person who plays the El Narco, which is the kind of the drug lord. I've converted the names of the playbooks to be a little more Star Warsy, so our drug lord is a very violent individual. So let me please just warn you that if you are coming here thinking you're going to see some fun Star Wars fun and like laughter and people jumping on speeder bikes and Ewoks singing, you're not probably going to see that. This is going to be more along the lines of Sons of Anarchy or the Mayans or Breaking Bad. So this is rated at best PG-13, most likely R. And I can't remember what the correlations for those in the European film ratings networks, but let's just say it is 17 and up. Now, I will be using, personally, curse words from Star Wars because I love Star Wars expletives. And players, if you're wondering what those are, feel free to look under the species names and slang because that's some of the slang is curse words, right? So let me tell you guys that while it's going to be super violent and there could be some like suggested sexual content, I plan on veiling anything where it actually goes to actual sex, because that's just a thing that in that fiction we'll allude to it, we may lead up to it, but we'll veil that. I'm not planning on going too deep into the weeds as far as violence, and I would like to veil any actual physical torture. So if we get to the point where you're going to really put the screws to someone and physically harm them, we're not going to see that on screen. We'll move it to a role of some kind, and then we'll veil that and move on. That said, with all of those veils in place, and a veil means that it's part of our fiction. It's not something we'll see on screen. We veil it. We will, like a Lucas kind of cut, we'll swipe away from that, and that'll just be a thing that we know. We may hear screams off in the distance as we look down a hallway. Who knows? We'll be clever about that. But along with the idea of veiling, and then is also something called lines. So I just wanted to offer up to you guys. I don't normally do lines and veils, but because I feel Cartel has the potential of getting into some really deep content, are there any particular lines that you guys want to draw? And by a line, that's a safety tool for you to say, I don't want this to even be a thing we step up to. Like, this is just a thing that this cartel doesn't deal with. And I'm comfortable with whatever line makes you guys feel the most safe? So does anyone want to draw any specific lines? You can just type it in chat if you want, message it privately to me, or just talk about it openly. I trust you guys.
So I'd prefer to draw a line with assassination or addicting children to drugs. Like, I don't really want to see us go out to the schoolyard and trying to feed the kids, stuff. So,
and likewise, I think, Rich, given that these characters are going to want to establish, I'm guessing, some leverage on one another, anything that involves children in their clans, families, whatever. So leverage of adults, fine, but I think let's keep kids out of this.
I would draw a line on sexual assault, please.
Okay. I am 100% comfortable with all of these lines drawn. And I think if you're okay with it, Walter's playing Lilyhow the Druglord, maybe your plaza, like, it's just an open thing. You guys don't mess with kids.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I really like all the lines everybody else drew. I was going to suggest to some of them myself. And just as far, I've already called out that my character's main thing is being very, very violent, but I would prefer if most of that is veiled, if it's like mostly kind of alluded to.
Okay.
I'm kind of imagining that being like just the threat of violence from my character is kind of the main thing, but there's definitely a strong history of violence is kind of, part of what I'm looking at for my character.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think having that as a motivating force and a plot and a threat is much more interesting to me than actually seeing it on screen. So that sounds good. It does. There's a little chat there on the side. Great. So those lines and veils in place, I'm going to go and say we're still another thing, because at no point, I don't have your lived experience. I'm going to play this with the best intentions, try to have fun. And by fun, I mean, this weird little narco fiction that we're putting in space and the Stars of Wars that we're going to also use. We're going to also use the X card. The X card, it's a very simple tool. Some say it is not as nuanced as others. I would agree, but it is a tool I'm most comfortable with. All you have to do is indicate, you can make an X, or you can type an X in the chat. Also in the role for your party, which I need to link to you guys, there is a thing where you can X card, and it's kind of cool because it says someone is X carded. So if you're not comfortable being the person who flipped the X card, you can just note that there. And I will not challenge your X card. I will ask politely and with care, as much care as I can afford as a person who was raised by a Marine Corps sergeant who became a high school principal, but as much care as I can manage, my friends, to try to find out what it was that you found problematic. And then we will work around it. We will write ourselves around. We've got 5 beautiful brains here. I guarantee that whatever we come up to substitute or work around that problematic content will be A-okay and probably better, because you guys are really smart, and that's a thing that I've found consistently. So with those safety tools in place, with the lines and the veils and the X card, we're going to proceed forward. Hutt Cartel is currently within the time frame that we are in the timeline of the original movies, original Star Wars movies. We're currently in Return of the Jedi. Jabba the Hutt was just recently killed by some rebel terrorists. The word has recently come back to level 1313. So this game is set on Coruscant, which is, if you think about the movies, it's where it's a one whole planet, this one giant mechanized city, and this is the capital planet of the Empire. It also was the capital planet of the Republic before, and there are levels inside the core of the Earth of Coruscant, and level 1313 means that they are 1,313 levels deep. It is hot here, because there's actually deep enough to where there's a geothermic pressure, effectively. Level 1313, for those who are curious, was a game that was in development, a video game that was in development. And so if you look on the Plaza tab of this character keeper, I have some of the pictures for it just oh God, I can't remember the word, but basically concept art. That's the word. Rich is catching up. So concept art, which is brilliant. I love it, and it's just been so inspirational to me. I really wish that game had come to fruition. And last bit of nerdery, and I try to keep the Star Wars game very welcoming and open, but I have to say this. There are several episodes of the Clone Wars CGI series that happened to be set on 1313. And those were ones when Ahsoka Tano went rogue and was chased down the streets of 1313 by a certain Asajj Ventress, and it's pretty brilliant. I love those episodes. It was a very spy who knew too much kind of thing as she was on the run from the Jedi. It's super good. They're some of my favorite episodes of the Clone Wars. So that's all. That's my preamble. I'm done with the preamble. My goodness, can I talk? Let me stop and take a drink of Diet Pepsi. So I now use a Tervis cup. This is one I've borrowed / stolen from my wife because I was using solo cups, and my buddy, my son, came up to record for a thing, and he knocked it over and nearly destroyed my work laptop. So now I learned from my mistake of having that. I'd like you guys to introduce your characters. I'm going to start with Alan and lead my way to Walter, because Walter's the Druglord. Alan, if you could please introduce us to your Crooked ISB agent.
Okay. Yeah, Dal Voka is a Crooked ISB, Imperial Security Bureau agent, working what is known within the department as 1313 PQ, a sector of 1313, colloquially known as the Pit. He's been working this area for a long time. He knows the place well. He may well have been working this area before the current Plaza Druglord took over. He's in private life, he's perfectly respectable, but in his professional life, he's a snake, really, with a hint of personal cowardice. We've got a task force looking at 1313 PQ. Several members of that. My new partner is called Anne May Endock, and she is suspicious of me. She's seen me work a little bit and can see me cutting slack. I say it's all about getting the job done efficiently. Not sure she's quite ready to be inducted into this. I almost fell foul of my bosses when a Jawa called Iris almost gave me away recently. That can't happen again. But things are looking interesting because a droid, Z36 or Z, is a lieutenant of the Druglord of the Pit, and he has offered to scam her with my help.
So this new partner that you have, was she a transfer in, or is she a brand new graduate, kind of fresh and green and still learning the world?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think she's fresh and green. God knows why they sent her to 1313. She must have done something to anger our superiors. This is no place to cut your teeth, but cut them or lose them here.
Nice. Okay, so her name is On My Indoc. Is she Coruscant? Is she from Coruscant, or is she actually from some other?
Let's have her from Coruscant. Let's have her being from a pretty well-off family on Coruscant. Maybe she came into the ISB with all the best intentions to do the right thing for the right people at the right time. Again, God knows how she ended up being partnered with me.
That is cool. So I have now stuck a picture of On My Indoc into the NPCs and places. I've also stuck in, there are a couple of other ISB agents, Tennis DeRay and Miri Terrace. Those two are partners, and I think Tanis is a little suspicious. She's the one that Iris came to and dropped dime on. So something to keep in mind about. She thinks that you've run something on the side. She's just waiting for the moment to pounce, because the kind of person who will be able to take out someone like that, it's definitely going to move up the ranks. You are you are just one of the steps in a ladder. Yeah, they're called steps, right? You're stepping the ladder on her way up. And her partner is also like, yep, you're bad.
I'll replace a couple of the random names for members of the task force with them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Although I really like some of those names too. Garo Bib, Ikan Cohen, Crix Alson, and Garo Min. Just add 2 more on. It's a big task force. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm glad you like the names, because you invented them. They're in your species list.
I'm a genius. It's all circular, guys. It all comes back. And that's all from probably the exact same name generator that Walter was praising earlier, because that's really all I did. Thank you so much, Alan. Sabine, if you could, please tell us about your assassin.
Yeah, well, that's Galen. I think he's the Druglord's brother or half-brother or something like that. He is actually usually tries to keep quiet and be unnoticed, because being noticed is mostly when the shit hits the fan. So he has some sort of propensity for violence. He likes to blow stuff up, more precisely. And I think he was maybe part of the earlier cartel, but he didn't much like it, because it was usually just go do this, go do that. And so he got out and retired after blowing up some Empire stuff. There's a song about that, actually. That's sometimes it's useful, sometimes it haunts him a bit, because people always assume they know stuff about him. Recently, when his sister was taking over the cartel stuff, she pulled him out of retirement, and he's been there ever since and trying to look to blow up stuff, I guess, again.
So a few questions. First of all, so that means you worked for Xojit, who is the Ratataki former drug lord of the Plaza. It was just called the Pit before. Now it's got a different name than our drug lord will tell you about. But yeah. So Xojit lost his lover, spouse, Doruk, another Ratataki. Does he blame you? Like, were you actively involved in that part when your half-sister brought him in?
Yeah, sure. I think I just shot them. Oh. And then, like, yeah, why not? I didn't like them anyway, because they were always like, oh, I want this, oh, I want that, and they had that whiny voice. It was terrible. They were terrible. Sorry, pronouns. Yeah, so maybe they blame me. I don't know.
I think so.
I don't care.
Yeah, probably. Okay, tell me about your parents. So you said brother, half brother. Tell me about your parents. Are they still around? Where are they?
I don't know, actually. I think maybe there is some aged father still around. Mother is gone, probably dead from, I don't know, drugs, or somebody took a hit on her. But I think the aged father is somewhere around doing the equivalent of watching television and shooting up. If that's okay with you, Walter.
Yeah,
okay,
that's good.
Cool.
So, is he from one of the levels as well? Then he's somewhere in. If he's around,
he's from here, around here.
Okay, cool. Maybe doesn't go by Fukpa, or just nobody cares, but he's still around.
Yeah, maybe he isn't, and maybe we've put him into some, I don't know, senior living thingy where he has a different name, so he won't get associated with us, to keep him out of the whole thing.
Nice. Now, Galen, as an assassin, you're really, I mean, even though you went into retirement, you're really good at your job, right?
Yeah, I was.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I see you've got a couple of keys here. And I didn't ask our ISB agent, but what are the 2 keys that you've chosen?
Sorry, were you asking me?
I actually was going to stay with Sabine and then circle back to you, Alan. Sorry, I was very unclear with that. So I was just noting that, oh, crap, I didn't ask Alan that, and I said it out loud because that's how I process sometimes. Sabine,
Okay.
can you please tell me Galen's keys?
Yes, I chose Indomitable because I mark XP when I go into battle significantly outgunned and outmanned. And I also chose Mercy, but I don't think that fits. I will choose Duty because, well,
Okay.
I'm doing my stuff for my sister because that's I kind of don't know how to do anything else anyway.
Nice. Yeah, that fits. That fits. I like it a lot. And let's circle back for Dalvoka. Alan, what are the 2 keys you chose for your ISB agent?
I chose Faith. Mark XP when you willingly enter a dangerous situation without precautions or deception. Clear this key in advance when you set a trap for someone who trusts you. And Debt. Mark XP when you strain your finances to meet your family's immediate needs. Clear this key in advance when you find a way, legal or illegal, out from under your debtor's thumb.
Let me quickly describe what the Mark XP and Clear mean, because I've had a player in the past who was a little confused about that terminology. So a key exists to give you XP. With 3 XP, you will advance. So whenever you're going into those situations for Faith and Debt, you would get an XP. Clear your key is specific terminology that is similar to Lady Blackbird's buy off a key. It's where you say, okay, key of Debt, I'm done with it. You fulfill the obligation of clearing that key. You automatically take a full advance. You're not just marking 1 XP. You'll just take a full advance. But then that key is dead to you. You'll need to choose another key to continue to keep motivated and doing stuff. It's just a thing where you're done with debt. You made a ton of cash or whatever reason. You buy your way out of your debtor's thumb, and you're done with it. With the debt key, I am curious. To whom are you in debt? Dalvoka?
I think given that this is a 2-shot, I think the tighter we get it, keep it, the better, perhaps. So maybe I'm in debt to the Folklore clan.
Cool. What did you need the money for? Drugs, gambling debts, medical bills?
No, I think it is about medical bills. I like that. Maybe a member of my family, conceivably my partner, was in need of some expensive medical treatment, and I needed that money quickly, and so, being a reliable friend of the cartel, I went to my friends.
I really dig that. I don't know. I have a flash. I'm going to throw it your way. Feel free to correct it. But the fact I kind of keyed on the word partner. Could it possibly be that the Empire's medical benefits do not extend to domestic partners?
Oh, yes. Yes,
because I just want the Empire to be just that evil.
I'm pretty confident the Empire doesn't run the NHS, though. There are days.
Oh, NHS, like the ISB is like that goes circles up through.
No, sorry, I was thinking the British NHS.
Oh,
National Health Service.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. Sweet, thank you so much. Let's move on. Stephen, tell us about your cook.
So Jir Cladakil is a Jawa, and this clan was imported from Tatooine by the Hutts previously for their expertise with equipment and putting things together. So it's been kind of a tradition, a hidden tradition inside my clan. They're known as the Clan Kill because it's a modification of the name. And they I've shown expertise at being able to piece things together. and cobble, just like all Jawas, being able to cobble together something. I have an excellent product. Basically, I have a mobile lab that's an old armored troop transport, and I've got really good equipment in that, and the product that comes out of that I'm able to cook is very, very high quality. However, this troop transport is kind of cobbled together. It's easy to detect. It's not very well secured, because why would you do such a thing? I mean, you've got to be able to come and go fairly quickly. Let's see. I have there's other members of the clan. There is a naive member of the clan who thinks that this is a great role and that I deserve respect. Their name is Haza. There's an old elderly matron of the clan named Mitty who depends on me financially. And then there's my cousin from the clan, Iris, who is an informant for the ISB, isn't clued into the fact that, we are tied so tightly with the illegal activities, and thinks this is a way for them to move up in society in order to better the clan, make money by trading with the powers that be. Let's see. My keys are secrets. Mark XP whenever I lie someone close to me about my dealings with the cartel. Clear it whenever I finally come clean to the clan about my engagement with them. And then debt. Mark XP whenever I strain my finances to meet my family's immediate needs. And clear it whenever I find some way out from under the debtor's thumb.
Nice, nice. And to whom are you indebted?
I think I was originally indebted to the Hutts, because they took care of the clan during a desperate situation. But I think that indebtedness has passed on, and someone has bought it off. Let's keep it tight and say again that the Fuqpa clan has bought off this this debt.
You think maybe it's the debt is the indentured servitude of your clan being transplanted from Tatooine? Is that what
Right.
you? Yeah. I like it. That's
and I
really
also
cool.
I also like the idea that I'm kind of a holdover, and the clan's kind of a holdover from the previous crooks that were kind of run out of town. So maybe I'm not, I'm like a previous employee. I'm looked at as not as good as the current employees.
Makes sense. Yeah, you're just a holdover. They haven't found a better cook yet.
Yeah.
Yet being the operative word.
Mhm.
That sounds lovely. Thank you so much, Stephen. Walter, please introduce us to our Druglord.
Yes. So the Druglord is Lahali Fuqpa, which I feel like a Fuq needs to be some kind of a creature in the Star Wars universe now, so that I can be like the Fuqpa. But,
it is now a creature. We will be describing the creature as we play these two sessions.
So Lahali, I'm feeling like Lahali and maybe Galen also, they grew up brother and sister here in 1313, and they were hard kids on the street who worked their way up, and I think Galen was very much appreciated by the previous Druglord, and that Lahali was not. I think Lahali was always kind of overlooked, and that proved to be the previous Druglord, who I'm blanking on his name now. You said it was, there he is, Jot. Yeah, Jot. In particular, one of the things he overlooked is that there was a lot of retired stormtroopers who were looking for alternative employment, had made their way to 1313, and he didn't trust them. But Lahali saw this as a great opportunity, and she managed to rally and organize them with the help of Z, a very dark combat robot who I think maybe used to work for Jok. And she basically organized a coup, which Jokju didn't see coming at all. And it was very violent. There was a good period of a lot of people dying ruthlessly. I think Jokju totally did not guess that Lahali was as violent and ruthless as she is. And that proved to be his undoing. Almost killed him, killed his wife. He did manage to get away. So not clear where Jokju is now. Or Jokju's spouse, actually. I think Jokju's spouse is maybe a
Is a male
pronoun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, and so now the Holly has taken over and is running this plaza through a lot of intimidation. Has these badass retired stormtroopers wearing black armor as her part of her large gang. Has brought Galen, her brother, back in as the assassin enforcer. Jir, I wish I could find a better cook, but I can't get a better cook, so I'm putting up with him for now. I don't have a choice. Yep, that's Lahali.
That sounds amazing. I really like these characters. We have a few ties that have already established, but let's offer up the ones that are undone. Those are in the game. They're called in Cartel. They're called your. Hold on a second. Los enlaces, the ties. I know that Jir has a few to offer up. Let's start with you.
That would be me.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. One of them, someone is close family. They don't know what I do for the cartel, and they're not sure. And I'm not sure I can keep my secrets for very long. I like that maybe for Dal Voka. Are you okay with that, Alan?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this. Is it conceivable that Dal Voka and his partner adopted a Jawa? Because I'm just trying to think of some way to link them, not quite by blood, but quite close.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I think that basically you're an adopted member of the clan because you took someone that we couldn't support for financial reasons.
And it would explain why there's some connection between me and your cousin Iris that she let slip about. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. So I think maybe your partner is the one that has also been part of this Jawa adoption. There's a small Jawa child that runs around the Voka abode that is really fascinating. I love it.
Could it be that the medical expenses are maybe for the child because it has a disability?
Yes. That's why the clan couldn't look after them on 1313. This is why Sabine's in all my games.
So good. Thank goodness. I like it. So we got Jawa. Yeah. Okay. We'll need to work up a name for that individual because that poor thing needs to be in our NPCs. So we'll figure that out. Great. Let's see. You have a ties as well, Lil Holly. Which one do you want to offer up right now?
Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, Walter keeps remuting himself, I think. There we go.
Okay. So let's see. So my first one's interesting. It's someone is La Familia. You've tried to shield them from the worst of the cartel. Tell them what they know about your dealings. Now, we've established that Galen's my brother, but I've absolutely not shielded Galen from the worst. So I need to establish another Familia.
I'm part of the worst, I guess. So maybe our father. Maybe our father.
We could. I think it would be good to like bring our father back in then. There's also I love the idea, since this is 2 sessions, of keeping things really tight. So like maybe maybe Dal Voka's brother-in-law is also a Fukpa, something like that, or maybe there's something close. I don't know, or maybe even just Dal Voka himself.
What about? I mean, with this mythical partner. What if the partner who's adopted the Jawa is a Fukpa?
Yeah, Now, and I just haven't told them all this time that. Now, but I feel like, Dal probably. Did we establish that Lahali was Dal's contact though in the?
That's a question I'm going to ask shortly.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe we should. That's fascinating. Yeah. So
maybe we need to. I think we need to introduce another NPC then. That is let's see. Well, I'm gonna bounce that one for a while. Let's go to the other ones. Look that outstanding. Let's see. So let's see. I'm sure someone is up to something. Maybe with another cartel or the Federales. Keep your eyes open. Trust no one. I feel like that's got to be Jir. I feel like I feel like I totally don't trust Jir. And then I've also got, you've taken someone under your wing, you respect their skills and talents, and you want to see them thrive. Maybe, yeah. Although I feel like Galen is pretty established as pretty badass.
That's true. Yeah. You
Galen
got somebody else you want to? Yeah. Get somebody else that.
What interesting NPCs do we have? What NPCs do we think are going to come up? Have we established any other? There's Iris.
Yep,
maybe Iris. What's up with Iris? Is there something interesting about Iris? Maybe Iris has the potential to be a much better cook than Jir.
So Iris is actually the informant, but if you.
But I might not know that.
Yeah. But if you want to recruit another cook, you could work towards Haza, who's the naive Jawa who thinks I'm beyond reproach.
Okay, that could be interesting.
Yeah, you're grooming him. You're grooming him to be a replacement.
And he doesn't know. He just thinks, "Oh yeah, I'm going to learn on the side, and then I can help out my cousin because he's so awesome."
Yep.
Oh, that's so devious. I really like it.
Nice. Okay. Now, okay. All right. Interesting. So I've got some kind of a relationship with Hutzpah then. Is Hutzpah under the NPCs or under your character sheet?
It's in the character sheet, but we'll be making that into an NPC. I was just looking for some Jawa pictures.
Okay, nice. All right. So then I'm just going to leave the Familia hanging out there. So there should be someone who I'm shielding from the worst of the cartel, like that they don't really know much about me being in the cartel, who's family-like, someone who's very, very close. So I'm just going to let that hang while we maybe go to Dal Voka and see if we can come up with someone. I'd like it to be like someone who's already established, maybe, so we don't end up with too many characters. I think that
I
would be
appreciate
fun.
that. I mean, for a two-shot, you guys have great instincts, and this is an excellent way to do it. Cool. So let's see. We've got some other ties to do for Galen, right? So do you have any ties you want to talk about, Galen?
I have the tie that I owe someone for getting me out of the tight spot. I won't die for them, but you both know you need to settle up soon. And also I have somebody fucked up something crucial. You had to clean up the mess before things got messy with Los Federales or a rival drug cartel. So I owe somebody and I cleaned up after somebody, and just to keep it tight, I think I will say, maybe if you're okay with that, Stephen, that Jir fucked up something crucial. Maybe he left his lab parked somewhere where Los Federales could easily find it, and then I had to go and take care of that officer who would have found you, and then I shot him, and now we have the and then I banished this dead Federalis guy, but you know about that. I let you know about that in a friendly fashion, that this is not the right parking spot, please. I have this corpse now, and I have to vanish it because of you. So please don't do that again.
Fantastic.
Because
Yes.
next time, I won't just shoot the Federalis. Are we clear? Cool. And I think I owe Del Roca for getting me out of the tight spot.
Yeah,
because maybe I got a parking ticket at the wrong time or something like that. No, it's probably more messy. Maybe you just overlooked me doing some stuff.
I can't afford to keep on making contributions to Dead Officer on, because of what you do.
Yeah, well, nice.
That is feral. I love it. Such naughty, naughty folks you are. Good, good, good. See, have any other ties? And again, we don't have to. We have to fill out all the ties. We're playing 2 sessions, but are there any other ties you guys definitely like? Oh, this tie is super awesome. I super want to get it out there.
Yeah, please. I think I grew up with Galen Foucault. You still have a beer after work if you're both free. It's nice to know someone who isn't involved in either side of your double life. Oh, no, that doesn't really fly, does it? Because I cleared up after I know you killed somebody.
Yeah.
But
shame.
Maybe we just forget about the whole thing when we're having a beer, like, and pretend like we're just regular dudes.
Yeah, because you could that have been before you were pulled back in? So I think you're still out.
Oh yeah, yeah,
that's
I
cool.
like that. That's cool. Yeah.
Okay. And the other one I'm thinking about, my main contact in the cartel. Now, I think that ought to be Z36 if we're happy for it to be an NPC, or does this have to be a PC?
Nope, doesn't have to be a PC. That works for me. Everybody else is cool with it.
Yeah. And the other key, other tie rather, is the target of an active investigation. You're not the lead investigator, but you're regularly briefed on the case. I think perhaps that my nemesis in the bureau, Tanis de Rey, is currently the lead investigator looking at Lil Hallie Foucault. Yeah. So I'm not the lead investigator, but I get briefed as part of the task force. We run separate threads of investigation within the task force.
That's just great. Oh, so she's constantly like sending you off on stuff. Oh, and you never know if it's testing or if she really needs you to do it. This is good. I'm a fan.
I've got a couple I'd like to talk about.
Good.
I have so I think Lahali Fukpa and I have an understanding. We need each other for now, but both of us know that the current situation won't last. Does that sound okay, Walter?
Yeah. I think you can tell that I don't. I think I've been vocal that your product is substandard, and like you know that maybe you don't know why, but you know that I don't like you.
Yeah. And the other tie that I have is someone got me into this business to help me with my financial troubles, but didn't tell me the whole story. Now we're both stuck. Is it okay if that's the father of the Fukpas?
Great. We need to name him. Now he has to have a name. He's way too important.
All right, then I can use him as familia. Yeah, that feels more interesting than if we bring him in. I'll have our father be my La Familia connection as well. Right, I don't let them know how deep I'm in. So wait, what is your connection exactly again then with the Fukpa father?
He brought me into the business to help me with the financial troubles. So he groomed me in the same way that you're grooming Haza.
Huh.
Basically, he was like, "Oh, here, let me show you a little bit. This is how we're going to help out. Oh, now you're the cook for the
Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. How about this? So our father, Galen and the Holly's father, was worked for the original Druglord and brought you in. Then he retired, and I'm like totally hiding from him that I'm like the new Druglord and that I'm like as horrible a person as I am. Like he doesn't even realize like who took over or something. Does that work?
Yeah,
You're still his little girl.
This is good. This is good. Okay, I just grabbed some names. I think he's going to be named Crix Fuqua. We guys good with that?
Nice.
I'm sticking him in the. That's good. Brilliant. Brilliant work, my friends. I really, really dig that. Oh, who's the actor who's in the movie The Limey? You guys remember that guy? No? I'll IMDb it because that's who I want as your father because that guy's awesome. Although he's probably super ancient now, but Terrence Stamp. Yeah. That's the Elder Fuqua. That is great.
Nice. I like it.
I have a bit more definition to do here. I have to
Do
tell
it.
you where Z36 and I speak when we need a face-to-face meeting. So we need a dive. I just can't resist the idea. This is Umai's Palace. I think we had an Umai last week. Didn't we have a bar on Trident Vesper? I just have a lovely idea that he's got a cousin who runs a bar on 1313 on Coruscant.
A much better bar that is
Yes.
they totally give each other shit over it. I love it. That is great.
But he doesn't have that Esco to cook, right? Because
No, sadly
No,
not.
he doesn't have Rune. He doesn't have Rune, but he doesn't talk about that. That's just what do those guys know over at Vespa? So Unmo Zatowu was the Rhodian who ran this other one. So we'll just flip the name. Maybe some. So he'll be a Zatowu as well. He's got a dive bar that he says is way better. I love it. This is fantastic. Thank you. Good. And it's a dive bar, but I don't think it's a place that, like, he pays his protection money, right? This is a place where you can go to be reasonably, quote unquote, safe. Is that good? Is that what you were looking for? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I think it needs to be recognized neutral territory. We don't bust it. They take a decent cut. He's allowed to do his business because every plaza needs somewhere where you can meet safely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until it's not. I'm thinking of that Italian restaurant in Godfather 2, I think, where Michael ends up pulling the trigger. So who knows? It may go all pear-shaped, but that's how it is at the minute.
We're just going to keep calling him Unmo because I love that name. So it's Unmo Reven, who is somehow related. Rhodians don't talk about it, but Unmo is a Tohu. So there we go. The end. Done. I love it. He's stuck in there. We'll grab a Rhodian picture soon, and that's okay. Not a rush. We're 2 sessions, so Rich doesn't need to obsess about that. And he won't, I promise. Okay. Any other ties, you guys? Yes, we have a bunch of start of session moves that we need to jump into. Does anybody have any other ties that they want to get going? Get into the fiction. Good? All right, cool. All right, let's do start of session moves. Unless you guys, we're an hour and a half in. Do we want to take a quick break?
Yeah, I was going to ask for that.
Okay, cool. It is 34 after. Let's take a 6-minute break. We'll meet at 20 till. See you guys in a little bit. We're going to change the name of Galen and Little Holly's father to Joran. I saw Sabine's suggestion. I also see there was a Crix that we had, so I did that, made that change. Still played by Terrence Stamp. Terrence didn't mind. He's flexible on character names. He's a professional. We're classing up the joint by having Terrence Stamp in our little Hutt Cartel miniseries, guys. I just want you to know. We still have a budget for SFX, but Terrence Stamp definitely is like he was a good get. That's all I'm saying. If you haven't seen the Limey, if you haven't seen the Limey, you should. It's pretty brilliant. It's like from 1999. I did not realize it was that old. Let's do some start of session moves. I'm going to start with Dal Volka's start of session move. Can you read infiltration out to us and then make a roll?
Yes, I can. At the start of a session, roll with grit. On a hit, you get wind of an investigation before things get messy. So let's roll the dice and then see where it takes us. So here we go.
Your grit is flat. You are not a gritty guy. You're a hustler.
Hang on. Oh, sorry. I need to highlight reroll selected. Oh, we were off. Okay, so that's 8. So on a hit, you get wind of an investigation. So I have wind of an investigation before things get messy, but I didn't get Templar, so I'm not in a position to take advantage of the situation. You have access to vital evidence, witnesses, or police personnel, your choice. So I know about it, but I'm not positioned to take advantage of it. And I think this, I assume you're going to ask me what I think this is?
Sure. If you've got an idea, let's roll with that.
I think it may be a fishing expedition among members of Clan Kill. The word is that they're involved with the Fukpaws, and Tanis Daral is going to have a little fishing expedition in Clan Kill to see what she can turn up.
She knows about your informant, Iris, and she wants to bring her in. Right? She feels like she didn't. That's where you get a call in the morning on your comm unit, your partner, your as yet unnamed partner. Damn it, I didn't get a name for the partner. Your partner tosses it over. You hear the Jawa getting up. The Jawa actually did name. What is up with that? Vez, thank you for that chat. No, Vez is getting up and calling for some food, and that's when Tanis says, we're going to pick up Iris this morning. She's been located among the Clan Kill group, and so hey, come along, we need some backup. By the way, your partner, she's already here on is waiting for you, so tell her where to meet you, and we will be at Clan Kill's little hideout shortly.
We need to distinguish, I think. My partner is my professional partner. I have a wife. Let's just keep it simple.
Sounds good.
So we need to flesh out my wife, but my partner is already on site. I need to get
over that's there. A good idea. That's a good
I will
idea
need to have a conversation with my partner about how she knew to get there before I knew to get there.
You do. Yep. So Unmal in Dock, supposedly, according to Tanis DeRay, is waiting for you. And you have a pretty good ride, right?
Speeder bike. Yeah. Okay, plainclothes speeder bike.
Nice.
Zoom.
Sweet. So you can get just about anywhere in 1313 pretty damn quick, PDQ. Is there anything you're doing as you're heading towards Iris? You don't have your partner breathing down your neck. What would you like to do on your way?
I think I will check in with Z36 en route, just to give the cartel a heads up that the Iris is going to be pulled, because that's what friends do.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I think your call to Z happens while you're on the speeder bike. Z always answers as and because it's Star Wars, they often will give male or female gender to them. So I think I'm going to say Z is female, mostly because of the Primetime Adventures game that I adored so much. So Z, she answers. Go ahead, Delvaka.
Z, you need to be aware that the task force is going to pull in Iris, Clan Kill Iris. They're on a fishing expedition. I don't think they've got anything solid, but you just need to know. I leave it to you to decide whether you need to do anything, but there are already agents on site.
Noted. Thank you for the information, Delvaka.
Oh, that's what friends are for, Z. See you soon.
Nice. So we will cut away from you, and let's see here. We've got another for our cook. Jerry, you have a start of session move.
I do, as long as I'm fully stocked in cooking.
I think you should be.
Okay. So let's see what I roll. Okay. At the start of session, roll with grit. I got a 7 + 2 is a 9. That means I cover my nut, but I have to mark stress or use up the last of something vital. So I think I read in the playbook we all start with, or I start with 2 stress. So I'm going to mark a 3rd.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
and basically, I think this is the equivalent of I burned myself or, something like that in the process of moving something across. So I probably have like a recent bad bandage around my hand.
Cool. I love it. So I think when we come into that scene with your movie, you're just burned yourself and Haza's there. Haza has taken such an interest in your work. He is constantly asking questions. So when you burn your hand, he comes over and he's like bandaging your hand. Oh, cousin. I can mix that for you. Don't worry. I've got this. Okay, I got this. And this is no problem.
I'm so glad for your help. It's so nice to have someone else here. I know this was a rush job, and I just got too busy trying to, move these ingredients before they were, before the container had cooled. And you'll need to watch out for that in the future, as will I.
Yes. He reaches up and he puts his hand on your shoulder for a moment, and there's a pause and goes, you should lean on me, cousin. Lean on me. You're so good at this, but you work too hard. I will help you. I want to learn.
You're a good member of the clan. You will do us well. Thank you.
And he turns and he'll start mixing up his stuff. Yeah, I think that's just like a brief snippet there because I want to jump over and get our Druglord move in. So you've got a start of session move as well at the beginning of the session. Roll with control.
I do. And when we were setting things up, I just took all the things that sounded cool and I didn't really think it through. It turns out I have -1 control. So we are. This is a very unstable situation. Now I have a lot of pluses, which basically give me power to like do crazy, violent, nasty stuff. But I do not have stable control over this. So this could be a really interesting session. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna roll. Dalvoka, do you mind if I just reuse your dice here? Okay, well, I rolled an 8, so that's still a 7.
Okay, good. On a 7 to 9, the opportunity. So, see, on a hit, you get an opportunity to engage one of your troubles. So, we look in the plaza. Your 2 troubles are you've been infiltrated by someone working for the ISB, and the Druglord you displaced. Take control of the plaza remains at large.
Yeah. So does it make sense to play right off of Dalvoka? Maybe Z gives me a call and says, hey, we got a tip. Yes. And I'm like, all right, now's the time to ask. I'm going to let the ISB know that they should take their business elsewhere. This is not the place for them to be. I think I'm going to use my boss move, Mandamas, which we'll just call it the boss move here. And I'm just going to order my henchmen. I'm going to tell Z to take a bunch of the badass black armored stormtroopers and basically just go like scare the shit out of these ISB agents and just like let them know that this is they're way over their head to be here.
Oh my God, this is crazy. You're a wild woman, and this thrills me. So, when you order your enforcers or agents to solve a problem on your behalf, roll with face on a 10, all 3 of those options. You've got a 2 face. You're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
You are so gonna have a short-lived but brilliant reign. I can tell.
I hope so. Oh, well,
oh my God! Is that a 6?
That's still a 6. All right, we're starting off with a big.
Oh, the bad news is that there is no XP on a fail. The good news is that you I get to say what happens. Is that good? I think that's good, right? Oh goodness. Okay. All right. Awesome. So you hop on the comm. Z's giving you this heads up that they're going after Iris, and you start to order. You tell Z, "Hey, listen, let's just muster our forces." And Z's, "Where's this at? Like, this is morning when this happens, but it's underground, so your morning could be night, your night could be morning. Where do you imagine this takes place? This scene right now, just so I have a kind of mental picture."
So what was the tip exactly? So the
Z would come into whatever room you are, and she would say, "Listen."
Oh, this is just the scene between me and Z.
Yeah, sorry. Back to Z, and then we'll play through you saying, like, "Take all the troopers out," and that's where the miss happens. And
right.
I've got an idea. I just want to have a context of.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So there is a. Let's see. All right, I'll take suggestions from anybody on where's our headquarters. Hey, Gallon, where do you think our like our headquarters is? I think we need like a nice front, like maybe like a car dealership. Maybe we have like a used speeder bike dealership that we use as a front for passing the money, and I have an office in the back.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice. So I think Z works there. Like has maybe a little replacement hand that she takes off, and so she puts on her hand and walks into your office. There's a problem. Iris, the member of Clan Kill, is going to be apprehended by the ISB, not by Corsec. Corsec is Coruscant Security. It's basically your cops, but by the ISB. We need to eliminate Iris.
We need to eliminate Iris. Wait. So, just a little bit out of character for a minute. So I got Jir and Huzzah, and then there's the kid. Who exactly is Iris?
Iris is another member of Clan Kill, a Jawa.
Okay, and so they're all. Now I know some of them are related. Are they all like essentially by Clan Kill? Are they all like basically family? They're like basically
they're all
family.
Basically family. They're all also indebted to the Fuq Palm.
Okay.
And Iris specifically was the one that betrayed, that basically has connections to the ISB and almost exposed Dalvoka.
But is that a thing that I don't. You guys tell me. Is that a thing that
the clan knows this? So the clan had to kind of step in and make sure that that connection with the ISB didn't kind of go through. And Dalvoka knows this.
Okay.
It's up to the rest of them whether or not the Fuqpas know.
Now, what does the Holly know about Iris? Like, so is this totally news to me, or am I like?
I will not have mentioned this to Z, and therefore not to the Fuqpas.
Okay.
All right.
No.
So,
because she would be missing if you had mentioned this. I mean, that she's a traitor, that we wouldn't let that stand. I don't think so.
I don't know that. I think what Lahali knows is that the Clan Kill clan, they're my cooks, right? Maybe I have problems with some of them I like, but they're my cooks. I got to look after them.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if
Nobody's messing with my cooks.
Right, and Iris is really close. Like maybe Iris is Haza's mother, so you don't really want to mess that up.
I like that. Okay, yeah, let's call Iris House's mother.
Cool. So you say, let's send out the guys and go defend our stuff, and Z just says, no, you should assassinate Iris. Send Galen.
What, Z? What are you talking about?
Much cleaner, much more efficient.
That's my brother. That's Haza's mother. I mean, this is our cooks. This is what Z. I tapped Z kind of upside the head, you know, make like a dong 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 sound. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is nuts. This is the foundation of our empire here, Z. What's gotten into you?
Galen puts away his gun that he had picked up.
Nice. Yeah, Galen is there. I love it. And that's the only reason that Z has not physically moved. It's not like that hurt, right? Z doesn't feel pain, but Z's being smacked by the side of the head is definitely a thing. Z says, Galen is more efficient. We can blame the ISB for any violence to Iris. Iris is too connected to be allowed to go.
Okay.
And you can browbeat Z, but you basically have failed your role. So Z will go, but I'm going to inflict stress on you. So that's a move that the MC. I know I shouldn't like say that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna give you 2 stress because your lieutenant has basically said, no, your plan is terrible. And Z says, you should send Galen. Sending all of the forces against the ISB will only escalate this situation further. This is not a Radataki Druglord. This is the ISB. Your reign will be extremely short if you do not proceed with caution.
I can take her out if you want me to.
Okay, so again, just to like establish, so like the rule then, can I change my mind then? Are we like basically
you can change your mind? Absolutely.
So we're gonna say that the role was
push forward, but if you do, Z objects. Z's your lieutenant. You can make Z do this, but Z strongly objects and did so with as much respect as she could muster.
Okay. All right. I think that's fair. Okay. I mean, if I just have the chance to like back out of this now, then that's actually that I'll take that.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that.
I mean, I feel like I need to trust Z to some degree, but maybe I just want to. I think at this point, what I want to establish is that I'm in charge here, you know, but I'll take Z's advice, but I want to end the scene with like, you know, without any question that I'm in charge here. So I'm gonna tell Z. I'm gonna say, so what are your troops doing right now? I mean, there's you know, so Jute is still out somewhere. We don't know where he went. The ISB is looking for us. What if you know what's going on so well, then tell me, what should we do?
I will find Xojut, and we will dispatch some of the forces. You should send Galen to take care of Iris before the ISB apprehends her. Those are my recommendations. But you can tell from the tone that it's as close to browbeating a droid as you've gotten. This is the IG-90 series. It doesn't like suck up, but it's one of those where it immediately tries to offer solutions.
All right. Okay. So I'll take that. And
but let's go ahead and engage a move, right? Because you are doing something that's in the move. Sorry, Rich is like, oh yeah, that's a move. Crap. So you're verbally abusing or shaming now, right? You're verbally abusing or shaming Z. So do you care about Z? It's part of the move. So if you don't care about Z, then you're just being an asshole.
I want to establish that I do care about Z. That I'm imagining as Z being my my lieutenant. Like Z is my commander of all of the troops. These Z has like a connection to this military, and yes, I do feel like Z is my partner, but no, not partner, but lieutenant, right? Like I very much trust Z. Z is very important to me.
Awesome. Roll with face. So we're doing the stress move, verbally abuse or shame. When you verbally abuse or shame someone you care about, roll with face. On a hit your words, hit hard. Tell them to mark stress, which he's an NPC. She's an NPC, but that's fine. I'll reflect that in the fiction.
All right. So I got a 9. That'll be 11.
Okay. On a 10 plus, you clear your stress track. So that 2 stress, you just roll that off by taking it out on Z.
Okay.
So you clear your stress track, and she will mark stress, and she starts offering solutions, and then says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can for our organization.
See, we've made it far together. Just keep on putting pressure where it needs to be put, and we're going to make it.
I will find Xojut. I will find it. And then she will go and basically leave her work stressed and trying to go kill somebody. Galen, are you going out on this job to take out Iris?
Yeah, should I? If you're finished with all this buddy thing.
Yeah. So I think I very much try and now that Z has left, I think I try to keep a very much like I'm in charge demeanor with Z. I think I'm very much more of like I see Galen as a confidant, and I'm like, Galen, can you do this?
Sure.
Sounds like Iris is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I can do this, of course, but they will probably know that he's been hit, and they probably will blame us. I can't, if I'm going on my own, I can't make it look like it was the ISB. I can try to get there first and vanish the body. I can do that.
Okay. So yeah, if you can make it look like the ISB did it, that would be
that I can't. That I can't. I can make it look like she's just gone.
All right. All right. Well, I trust you. You're the best.
I think we have someone within the ISB. Maybe they could, but I don't think. I think the time is of the essence right now. I need to go now.
All right. Okay. Cool. I'm putting my faith in you. Thank you, Galen.
Try and live up to it. And then I pick up my gun again, and then I'm going.
Nice. Oh, that gun. Sweet. So we will follow Galen as you are headed to where Clan Kill normally stays. I'm imagining Clan Kill has just enough money. They lean on Jeer and some of the other work they do to where they've kind of taken over a floor of this like flop house, right? So there's like the ground floor is kind of Clan Kill's thing, and the people who live on the second, third, and higher floors of the place aren't part of it, but they know they've got to be nice to it. So I'm imagining from a look thing that if you I'll just we've got some guys that hang out outside and they kind of huddle over an old astromech that's been converted into like a little fire barrel. If you look on the plaza, it's down on row 63, that picture. Cool. And you see that they are ignoring the fact that there are red and blues. We'll just go ahead and go with the normal, like, flashy things. The ISB have a couple. There's like a speeder truck that's been pulled up, and a couple of speeders that are here as you arrive on scene. You definitely have a move you can engage here called the look if you want. So I think
I want to engage that move, yes. Let me roll for my party. Oh, sorry. I have rolled an 8, but I rolled this with savagery, so I have a 10. Okay, so I can ask. Okay, so I'm looking for Iris. She's my enemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I need to know her true position. Where is she?
Nice. I love it. So, enemy's true position, clan kill well enough to know that the Corsec. Well, let me quickly ask our ISB agent. So, Del Volca, do they use Corsec or CSB for local detention?
Yeah, I think so, because the task force isn't mob-handed. So when it needs uniforms, it will go to CSB.
Okay, so the ISB folks, and it's not the entire task team, right? It's like you've gotten a call, your partner's there, and then Tanis and her partner are there, and then a bunch of CSB folks. So to answer the question for Galen, they're not stupid enough to go out the back door because there are CSB agents at the back door just waiting, but they are Jawa. So she's going to drop down into the sewer network and make her way out at that point. In fact, a lot of clan kills probably doing that. And we're going to flash just a moment to Haza getting a comm alert and informing you, hey, the CSB is busting in on our house, and tells that to you, Jir.
Okay. And I say, I think whenever you see the call coming in, you see part of the house, and all these Jawas are gathered around the CSB agents, kind of clawing at them, making noises and that kind of stuff. Don't do this. And this is a distraction to let people drop down in the sewers. And I think whenever Hasta gets the call, Jir kind of looks at him and says, I think everything will be okay. I'm sure that they're just there looking for, criminals. I mean, we're not there, so I think it'll be fine, but we should get there as quickly as we can. And I kind of reassure him that everything will be okay with the clan, and that it must be some kind of mistake that they're going after the clan there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's hold on a sec. I think you've got a cool. I don't think you're actually engaging a move, though, right?
Oh, I'm not. Well, actually, there is something about hiding. Where is that? Hiding from someone.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a key. Mark XP when you lie to someone close to you about your dealings with the cartel. So.
Leave a messy crime scenes and flee from the ISB are a couple of moves, but I don't think you're doing that directly. So, sorry, I thought we were hitting one, but we're not. That's cool, awesome. So you guys are going to make your way towards where the clan kill flop house is. Swing back to Galen. Did you just get one question? You know where your enemy is, and you're pretty sure you know how to get there without having to go through the ISB. So what do you want to do, Galen?
You're unmuted.
Yeah. I'm very sorry. I didn't notice. So yeah, I've got another question, which would be about the best way to get to her. And I have a sniper rifle, so I assume I can use that if once I've spotted her.
Cool. So you've got a couple of options. You can either jump down into a junction and get to her right now, or you can go up and find a good vantage point and watch a few of the junctions and just wait for her to come out. And then your sniper rifle, of course, will be more effective if you're removed from the position. But the only way to guarantee you're going to find her for sure, because you don't know how far out the sewer grate she might go, is to get down there yourself.
Well, I can't disappoint my sister, right? So I'm going down. I don't like this, but I've got a machete, so for close-up work. And I'm wearing my body armor, and I think I'm wearing a veil or something over my face, or a helmet, so that my face won't be visible to people.
Nice. I think you are amazing at your job here, right? So I'm going to have you push your luck.
Oh, yeah.
So let's have you push your luck. When you push your luck, roll with grit. On a 10 plus, fortune favors the bold. 7 things don't work out quite like you'd hoped. I'll tell you how you can turn things around if you act quickly, make an ugly choice, or tough it out.
Cool. I have a 6. So, no.
Okay.
My luck won't be pushed.
All right. So the bad news is that's no. Okay. So here is the here's the deal. You hop down into the sewer, and it's one of those where it's very broad. It's enough where 2 people can walk abreast, and you see that there are 5 Jawa. 3 of them are armed, and they're escorting Iris out. Evidently, the CSB was stupid and kind of announced that they were here to arrest someone, trying to cajole the Jawa to just let her go peacefully. And so they grabbed some guns, and they're not aware of you as they come around the corner, but you got an ugly choice here. You're going to get hurt if you push this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I recognize this. Oh, well, I'm going to be there for this one session, so let's get hurt.
Yeah, sweet. Cool. So you move in.
And
I'm going to have you
and I think
roll.
I hit a key on this, just
Oh,
saying.
absolutely. Yes. You are indomitable, so you're going into in battle outgunned and outmanned.
Yeah, I do.
Sweet. And hey, by the way, you're also going to get an XP for duty if you live. So let's have you roll. We're just going to have you roll turn to violence to roll with savagery, but I'm going to cut away from you before we figure out how that's resolved just for a moment.
Yeah,
okay?
But just let me do the roll because I've got an 8.
Sweet. So you've got a thing when you okay. So there's the thing about when you get shot, but so on an 8 for turn to violence, on a 7 to 9 you choose 2 of those options. You tell me those and then we'll work it out in just a minute.
I inflict terrible harm, of course. And can I inflict terrible harm again?
Sure.
Cool. I'll inflict terrible harm.
Okay.
Because I want to kill Iris, and everything else is just...
It sounds so gross and amazing. So we cut away to see Del Volca on your speeder bike arrive, and your green partner is pacing back and forth. Anmai and Doc is there. You see Tanis and Miri are berating some of the CSB officers for carking something up, and Anmai is there.
Yes, and Anmai and I are going to have a little conversation. So I call her over because she's just observing the CSB and the others.
She's got her little data pad. She had her blaster pistol out, and then she puts it away when you call her over. She clops on, got her little uniform going on. She comes over.
And just go around the corner out of sight and shove her against the wall and said, "Why the fuck am I the second person to know that we are going to be here?"
Tanis is running this.
What did you not understand about partner? You get a call, I get a call. I get a call from you. I don't get a call from somebody saying you are doing something for them. Do we understand the way this partnership thing works? You're there for me, I'm there for you. You're not there for her.
I think you are verbally abusing or shaming her. Do you care about Anmai, or is she just an obstacle to you?
At the minute, she's just an obstacle because she's not doing anything to help.
Okay, cool. So then I think you, in a way, no, that doesn't work. Okay, cool. So you just interface.
After that, I say, so how did you find out about this before? We understand that you should have called me and you didn't, but tell me about the call from Tanis. I think that might be getting the truth.
She looks away for a second. She says, I was with Miri when Tanis called, and I kind of wrote in, but Miri made me promise not to call you.
Okay, tell me about the relationship between you and Miri. What's that about? Is she your partner now?
You know what? I don't need to even talk about that. That was off hours. Listen, you're here.
Oh, you think you have off hours? My hands at their throat against the wall. We're never off duty. Yeah, you're not wearing a uniform, nor am I. We never wear a uniform because of the job we do. So cut the shit and give me an answer.
All right. You are getting the truth from her. So there's a move called Get the Truth. When you try to get the truth out of someone, roll with hustle. On a hit, you get to clear one stress. You don't have any stress right now. I don't think you, Paulizetta starts with stress. On a 10, you get to pick 2 options of what they can't do. On a 7 to 9, you pick 1 of what they can't do.
And one of my specialist moves is get the truth from someone. So I pick an extra option even on a miss. So I'm rolling plus hustle, which is what I do.
Oh my God, this is so vicious. I love it. Oh
my goodness me. That's 5 plus 2 is 7. What a squeaky hustle. So I get to say, normally it would be on 7 to 9, pick 1. Because of my special move, I pick 2. They cannot stonewall me with silence.
Okay.
And they can't confuse me with falsehoods.
Cool. So you've got your hand up against her throat.
Mislead me with the truth is the implication, I think.
Yeah, she could. And again, as the MC, just to be clear, I can, like, you are successful. She can just break. But she can't mislead with the truth. There's a moment, and she reaches up, and she's like, "I'll tell you, just let go, just okay, okay." Miri and I are kind of a thing, and Tanis has it out for you. Miri's said that you're bad. But, like, are you? She said that you were in on this, that you and Iris, that you covered for Iris, and that's why they didn't want you to.
The way you do this job is you get in with the people. You make connections. You think that they won't find her? This cack-handed, 2-footed waste of time will not work. You have to do this job differently, Enmai. Yeah? You have to work from the inside out. And right now, they're on the outside. And if you're not careful, you'll get stuck on the outside as well. Now, do you want to be out there with them in the cold or in here where we might get the job done?
And you've 100% nailed justify your behavior with her, which is yet another move. Sorry, I love these moves and I really want to see them in play. Cool. So you've definitely justify your behavior to someone, roll with face. I'm going to give you a +1 because you just got the truth out of her and you're rolling it right back in her face. So I'm going to give you a +1 forward on this roll. You roll with face.
So I would normally be with +1. Now I'm with +2.
Correct.
And that gets to 13.
Holy crap. So on a 10+, they ask you a few tough questions. I feel like she kind of already did. You answered them, and you get to clear 1 stress. Again, you don't have any stress, which I obviously need to give you more stress. But she says, okay, well, I mean, it's on them, this whole thing. We can just let them look like idiots.
Now you are beginning to understand the way that this difficult work works, okay? There are enemies inside the Bureau and there are friends outside it. Yeah? Sometimes to do the job, you need to work with the friends outside it, not the idiots inside it. So we will go back over there. We'll explain that I was delayed because my bike is playing up, and we'll just watch as this debacle unfolds. Okay?
Yeah. Yes. Doll. Yeah, you bet. Yes.
Good.
And then you come back and you hear that from like the stormtroopers that have come into, ma'am, there's no Iris here, but they're all Jawa. They all look the same. We're working on idents now. And Tanis is pissed. She's like, I can't believe you carked this up. I'm writing all of you idiots up. This is a bunch of poodoo. You're all carking idiots. You drucked everything. It's just berating them. And then we will drop down to our sewer. So you did terrible, terrible harm. And again, we're veiling a bit of the violence. I think it's one of those where you come in and we have a couple of, if you remember some of the fights that happened in the prequels with Dooku, where you see the red sabers going, we just see this reddish light, and there's like a couple blood splatters against Galen's face as you take out 2 of the Jawa. A third Jawa turns, and you knew it was coming. You've got armor, but one turns.
My primary target was Iris, not the guards.
Yep. Exactly. So let's have you get carking shot.
Oh no. Yeah, sure. I roll with what do I roll?
Hold on. There are a few questions that we ask with carking shot, and Rich is looking.
Cool. There it goes. Harm. Is it a handgun or another small weapon?
Yes. It is a small weapon, right? Oh, yeah. It's a small weapon. It's like a holdout pistol. It's a blaster pistol that it shoots you.
So is the shooter an amateur? I mean, they're probably trying to kill me, but is he trained? Amateur. Cool. I have body armor, so I get +3 on the move. I got +4 because I've got the move Duro.
Yep.
That doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, I've rolled an 11, so I've got 15.
Awesome. On a hit, you'll live on a 10+. It's minor but heroic wound. What does it look like when you get shot, Galen?
Well, I guess it looks like that I'm turning to go. And of course, they're shooting at me, and there's this whole sequence where I run, and this Java runs after me because he hasn't actually noticed that he's outgunned right now. And I take a shot at, I think, maybe the arm or something, or maybe a leg. Let's make it a leg so I can look around heroically a bit. And then, of course, I have to turn and shoot him too, but I get away. They know, but somebody, the last person saw that I got shot in the leg, and I'm limping off and getting away.
Sweet. Right, so you basically burst in. They tried to hit on you with punches because they're Jawa. They freak out. One of them tries to claw at you, but your armor protects you. You hack up Iris. We don't see it. We just see the body, right, kind of floating in the sewer water. Then one of them fires at you, hits you in the leg. You keep moving and running, and it's chasing after you. And you see this, like, it's got a little light in this blaster, and it's slowly creeping through the sewers after you. Do you give it a slip, or you want to take this one down because it says, I saw you. I know you. I know you.
I'll shoot him.
Oh, sweet. I think you're going to turn to violence again.
Yeah, of course. I'm very good with violence. I think I'm very good with violence. I have a 9.
Sweet. Okay, so you turn to violence on a 7 to 9. You choose 2 of those options.
Yeah, I think I suffer little harm for this one, and I will inflict, of course, terrible harm. Sweet. And I think I'm marking stress both times, right?
Oh yeah, I was going to hit you with the stress. It was basically you went into do it mode, and then I was going to have all this fallout hit you all at once. So sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, and so you've got a blaster pistol that you kill him with, this particular Jawa, or did you machete again?
I have several weapons options, I think. I still have my sniper rifle, but I have a machete, I have a stun gun, which I won't use, and the grenade launcher is probably a bit much. So I'll use the sniper rifle because I'm at a bit of a distance, enough distance just to.
Oh man, like, so you kind of like snap fire a sniper rifle, no scope. Sorry,
Scopes. Who needs scopes? This is Star Wars. We don't need scopes, and besides, I have a scope on my helmet. Maybe
it sounds awesome. So, whoa, and it just blows out his back. He falls to the ground, but he shot you. So, you have already gotten Karkin shot. You You've taken 3 stress from this.
Oh,
You've
wow,
been
okay.
shot and hurt, and things are not great for you.
Okay, I am at 5 stress at the moment.
You're
Anyway,
5 stress, which is,
yes, of course.
is
Started
pretty
out
much
with 2.
maxed out. I love it. Your leg
Oh,
hurts. It's just like
yeah,
somebody put it in a press and squeezed.
yeah.
But you finished your work, so go ahead and mark an XP for your duty.
Hey, cool. Okay.
So what do you want to do, Galen? You've got like dead bodies of Jawa floating in the sewer right now.
Yeah, I want to get out of those sewers. They're stupid. And I really need to, I don't know, I want some drugs, I guess.
All right, cool.
Because my leg hurts, and that's fucking stupid. I don't like my leg hurting. I need some drugs.
That sounds awesome. Cool. So you intend on getting out of the sewers, going to try to find some place where you can do some drugs. We cut back up to, or cut out to our drug lord.
Or maybe I give my sister a call. Like,
ooh,
or
yeah,
send her a text. Like, I think I'll just send her a text like, I'm finished, going to relax a bit. Which she will probably know means that I've gotten hurt.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, we know each other well enough that I know you've gotten hurt, and I'm upset. I'm like, what do you do when you get stressed that you've done in the past? What maybe's gone wrong when you get stressed out in the past, Galen?
I think Galen, either he goes somewhere and picks a fight, but usually not when he's hurt, because that's stupid. And I think what he is doing is, I have to look up the Star Wars drugs right now.
It's under the drug moves under column E.
Yeah.
Spiked, wasted, and slick. And then alcohol.
Okay, so I think what he usually uses is slick. Yeah, I think slick is good. Yeah, that's what he does.
Okay. I want to hit my family key now. Violate your family members' boundaries to protect them. I think I like know where you go to get your slick, and I want to try and like interfere with that now. I'm like, no, the last time you went there, you were like lost for 2 days. You just disappeared. Like, do not go back. Do not go back to that parlor where you get your slick. I'll take care of you. Don't go there. Come to me.
Ooh. Okay, I trust you, and you're a drug lord, so I guess you have some slick. So I go there, of course.
Oh, nice.
Right, but okay. I won't give you. But I think I won't give you slick. I think that I'm gonna like try and just put you to bed and make you rest. Like,
yeah, I think I can get you to get me some slick, because I need it.
If you're gonna try and do that, okay.
Sure. I mean, hey.
I mean, if you want the best slick, you want the best slick. You know who the cook is.
Yeah, I know, but she said she can set me up, so.
Okay, cool. So you're going to head back to the plaza. Sweet. So we cut back. We jump above ground to Jeer arriving with Haza on the scene to see that there are stormtroopers, CSB agents, ISB agents. The whole clan kill has been flipped. Like, they're actually, you see there's a broken window. They are tearing this place up. Jeer, when you arrive and you overhear stormtrooper reporting to a woman in an Imperial uniform, we found access to the sewers, ma'am. We're investigating now. We'll have them.
Do I see Jeer arrive?
Oh, yeah.
Does Jeer see me at the scene?
I don't know. Does Jeer see?
No, I think Jeer has his own plans. He's telling Haza, he sees, kind of the what's going on, and he says, "Oh," he tells Haza, "Okay, we're not quite done with the, with the stuff we were making. We need to make a little bit more, like another dose or so of wasted. So I'm going to leave you here to do that, and I'm going to go down and make sure everybody's out. While I'm saying that, I think I palm one of the doses of the wasted. I think we made enough. I'm just going to take one. And I'm also going to palm like a vibro knife or something like that. And my plan is to take some of that wasted drug and go crazy, drop down in the sewers, and protect the clan.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
All right, let's have you do
to answer the question, I don't think I'm paying attention to all about who is around. I'm only paying attention to keeping Haza occupied while I go down and try and save everyone.
I think you're trying to pressure him to go along with that. So Haza doesn't want to leave you alone. He may not understand that you're going to go do a drug, but I think that he's like, no, we need to take care of the clan. So let's have you pressure him. When you pressure someone to go along with you, roll with hustle.
Okay. And hey, I've got a 1 in hustle.
Yeah.
And I got a 7.
Okay, out of 7 to 9, you let something important slip as you bring your pressure to bear. On a hit, he sees your point, and he'll have to go along with you for now or mark stress. So he's going to let you go off and do your thing. But what is the thing you let slip? Does he know that you've got some wasted?
He sees the knife as I palm the wasted, and that's successful. He doesn't see that, but I palm the vibro knife, and that he sees.
Oh, man.
So he knows that there's some violence going on, and I think he trusts me to take care of it for now.
I agree. He looks up to you. You're infallible.
Yeah.
He's just super nervous because he knows that, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you are going to go do that, but I think Dahl's going to see you head off to take the wasted, right? What are you, Dahl, you doing anything about that? Or are you leaving the cook to do his thing?
Yeah, no, I just, so the pair of them have arrived.
You see the vehicle pull up, right?
Okay. Yeah. So, and it's the vehicle, which is where the cook shop is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Haza is supposed to stay in the vehicle. Mm-hmm. I think that I need to play the cynical role here, and I get Haza to move the vehicle a long way away from here, because the vehicle is actually more valuable than Jir. Sad but true.
Well, of course, Haza doesn't believe that, but Haza says, yeah, I'll move it. Yeah. He reaches up, rubs the back of his neck, and then he'll amble off real quick, kind of glancing back, his little yellow eyes looking at all the stormtroopers and everything. It makes a certain sense. I don't even think that's a die roll. That's a thing of like, yeah. But convincing him isn't the die roll. However, he is a Jawa in the middle of a clan kill. There are really no other Jawa in 1313 who aren't there. So I think you need to push your luck for somebody to not see this.
Yeah, agreed. Because I'll try to wrap it up in a kind of generic vehicular, nothing to see here, move along. But let's see. So push my luck is grit, which is nothing. So let's roll those. Oh, that's a 10, unaided.
Nice. Fortune favors the bold.
Yeah. So yeah, very hidden in plain sight. He's one of a number of vehicles that I'm just, traffic.
Yeah, like he even makes it. He makes it look like you shoved him down or something. He scampers away and he's going off to do the thing. And even as you do that, I think that you sold it so well that Anmai comes over and says, yeah, good call. There's no reason for Tanis to get anybody else messed up in this. She is mad. They're going down to the sewers, by the way. They're going down to the sewers. They said that they found some bodies.
Given that I'm technically an honorary member of the clan, do I know where the escape tunnel comes out?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you totally.
Then I think I can't think of a reason to leave her behind, so I have to take Enmai with me. Enmai and I will go and look at the other end of the tunnel.
Sweet. Oh man, like I really want. Sabine, are you okay if maybe there's a thing where you see that the ISB are up there before you get out?
Sure. Because then I won't get out at that moment. I don't want to tussle with the
I think what you're
ISB
trying to do
anymore.
is flee from the ISB.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is flee from the ISB, totally, because ISB. Right now, I don't need that.
Sweet. So you
is
roll
that-
with heat. You've got a heat of 1.
Or is that leave a messy crime scene?
Oh, that's even better. That sounds great. So when you try to leave a messy crime scene before the authorities arrive, roll with heat.
Yeah, I've got a heat of 1, and I want to roll low at that point, right?
On a miss,
I've got a 6.
Okay, on a miss, you exit the scene. Tell the MC what potentially incriminating evidence you've left behind.
I think I've left some blood spatters behind.
Okay, yeah. You took a shot, that kind of thing. Sounds good. So we'll pick up with you in just a minute, arriving wherever you go to see your sister. But I'm going to stay focused on Galen. Galen, you know where the exit spot is, and do you wait for a bit, or is it one of those where you go down to see if they're in the sewers or what?
I think you're confusing Galen and Dal.
I used the wrong name. You're right. Dal
we'll
Volca.
say to Enmai, okay, kid. First lesson: investigate a crime scene. Down you go.
So I think that if you saw this quickly, if you went directly there, I think that's what you see Jeer headed down.
Oh, right. So you're not going into the building and down that way. You're
it's going
right.
to the exit.
Right. So I see you go down there. And so I will say to Enmai, did he look a little bit suspicious to you?
Yes. He just jumps on that.
Then I think you need to go and arrest him, Enmai. It'll look good on your record. He's just a Jawa. Start low. Start small.
Cool. She starts just marching up. Hey, you! Because that's what she was taught. She got her hands on her blaster pistol. She's got it on stun because she thinks that that's the good way to do. That's what regs say. The wasted. So the drug moves. When a move tells you to take a drug move, choose an outcome off the list. If the MC gets to make a drug move for you, enjoy the ride, nerf herder. So what you're doing is losing yourself in a substance which was wasted. You lose yourself in a substance, roll with grit. And just so we're clear, Jeer, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So you've taken wasted. You need to roll with grit. On a hit, you clear your stress track. On a 7 to 9, the drugs take a toll, and you make a drug move. And on a fail, I will make the drug move for you.
So I think what this is I think Jeer doesn't hear the ISB coming down, and saying anything. He's, he pulls the grate off, is focused, starts to go down, sees the Galen's bloody, smear that's been left, and immediately then takes the wasted. And I rolled a 9. And my grit is a 2, so I got an 11.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So on a full success, you clear your stress track, and you do not need to make a drug move.
Oh, I thought I made one either way.
Well, on hit, clear your stress track. On a 7 to 9, the drugs take a toll, and you make a drug move. So to me, that sounds like it's saying on a 10+, you do not have to make a drug move. You can choose to.
Yeah.
If you want.
And the whole reason I did that was because wasted is start a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking this because I'm just, I'm a cook. I'm not, someone who's in here for the fight. So I'm taking this drug to help me as I find, and the people down, the rest of the clan down below. So that's what I'm going searching for. I'm looking for troopers who are down here already. Trying to clear it out. And if I find clan members, I make sure they get out while I back them up.
Sweet. Are you trying to give this ISB agent a slip, ignoring her and going down into the sewers?
I don't think I noticed her, but if she gets down there in time, then
she's going to come after you. You can get into the sewers, but
I'm going to confront her. So this is violence. I'm going to jump after her because she's preventing me from protecting the clan.
Cool. So you go down the quick ladder, and she looks back, and Enmai looks back at you. doll, like there's a bit of hesitation. She looks down at her really crisp, clean ISB uniform that she wore here, and then she goes down the ladder unless you give her any kind of do something else. But I have a feeling that she's got to do this thing. And so she turns on her little light and she screams after you, "Hey! You get on the ground right now, or get in the water, or there's like, Jawa, you're under arrest."
I think I turn around and just
Turn to violent.
Yeah, run after her.
Roll with savagery.
Savagery is 0. Oh, and I rolled a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
Okay, that is not good.
Right.
I think what happens is you come at her and she just kind of squeals a little bit and fires at you with a stun and pop, like just takes you down.
Right. Okay.
You get stunned, you're out.
Okay.
So we see the little concentric circle deals things going on, and you get stunned and knocked out. And we'll pick up with you, and maybe next session we'll see. We're pretty late in the game, so I want to focus on some Galen time because Sabine's a one-shotter. So Galen, you go to see your sister, Lil Holly. Lil Holly, where did you want them to meet?
There we go.
You're muted. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think I know Galen's favorite drug den, Galen's favorite slick dealer that Galen goes to. It's maybe like some, I don't know, Galen, who do you go to get your slick from?
I think I usually I would go to one of your outlets, actually. Not the cook himself, but I have a favorite outlet that is a small cantina, I guess, where there's some sort of gambling, and you can get drugs easy because they pay a lot of protection money to the cops. That's where I'm going. They have a room, and what do I want to say? It's a room that's not the central room, but the room that is behind that, kind of.
Oh yeah, like a little private room kind of deal.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, right. They have a private room for people to do their business, I guess. I know what it is. It's actually it's a brothel thingy. So you can go there and have a girl or a guy or some drugs. And I go to have, I guess, drugs and maybe some person. But Happy Banza Cantina, I love that. Yes. Yeah, that's where I'm going to relax.
So I see Galen arriving there, and you go into the back room, and the Holly is there waiting for you.
Oh. So I limp over there.
I knew you were coming here. What happened?
Yeah.
How are you? You're hurt.
Yeah. She had 3 of her Java cousins with guns, and one of them got a shot at me before I could get him.
What? Iris? Did they... Where's Iris?
She's dead in the sewer.
You got Iris.
Yes, of course I did. I've sent you a message, right?
Excellent. New York could count on you.
Yeah,
but
there were lots of cops outside. They were already spooked. She was trying to get away through the sewers, you know, the place. And I went down there and, well, we had a fight. What
did you see? No, it is bad. It is bad. Nobody hurts you. Nobody hurts my brother and gets away with this. I need to know who did this.
Nobody living.
They will not live another day.
They don't.
Good.
Honey, I'm a professional someday.
So the ISB, what did you get a look at them? Do you have an idea? Is it just the same old crew that's always been there?
Yeah, I didn't get a good look at them. I was concentrating on my target.
Okay.
They were CSB. I think the other guys were there too, but I didn't stay and watch them.
This is very aggressive of them. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't like the ISB moving in here. They have no business here. They need to.
Yeah.
I trust
Sis, I
Dal
love
to-
listening to you talk, but
keep
I really
things
need
light.
to relax right now. Okay?
All right, I
I
just
mean-
need you to take care of yourself. Don't go on a bender again. I need you, Galen, to take care of yourself. Promise me you're just gonna relax here for a little while, and then you'll.
Yeah.
I can get good medics for you. I've got stormtrooper quality medics. They can patch you up. Just take care
I don't
of
want
yourself here.
medics. I want to relax. Okay, sis. Just, I did your thing. Now let me do my thing. Okay?
Then a Ratataki girl named Atima, who maybe you've seen before, Galen, or maybe she just thinks, oh, this is the perfect opportunity for me to kind of worm my way into Galen's happy time. She will come up and say, hey, I'll take care of him. Don't you worry, little Holly. We will take care of Galen. No harm will come to him here. It's just good times.
And I put my arm around Tima's hips and I say, see, I'm set up. Everything's gonna be cool.
Let's see. Okay. All right. So okay. All right. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna go and.
Are you
check
sure?
in on,
Like, I mean, you don't have to leave. Like, you're the Druglord. You can make things happen. You can have Galen drug away because you know he's going to lose himself in some sex and some drugs, and it could go badly.
Yeah. Well, he wants to do this. I think I've established that I don't want Galen to get too out of control. So at this point, I think I'm probably more interested in what Z's up to, and I'll just. It sounds like Galen's telling me Galen's going to take care of himself, so that's fine.
Okay.
Cool. Also, Dal, I'm a little unsure of what we had established for my relationship with Dal. Dal and I are in contact with each other, was my understanding. Is that right?
Usually through Z. Z is my principal contact.
Okay.
That's safer, as I've explained to you repeatedly.
That's right.
My direct contact with you needs to be on a very emergency basis. And you trust my judgment on that, because otherwise I'd be talking to you and not to Z.
Sounds good. Okay, then. So then, all right. So then the next thing I would want to do would be to talk to Z.
Okay, cool. So you come out to Z, and Z reports, no, I have not been successful at this point in locating my quarry. Is there something else that you need?
Yeah, I need you to get some more details from Dal about what happened and why the ISB is putting more pressure on us. This cannot stand.
Very well.
The ISB should not be harassing our cooks.
Does this take priority over Xojit?
Yeah, I'm not worried about Xojit. He's nothing. He's been broken.
Very well. Understood. I'll report back shortly.
Good.
And then Z will end that conversation. So what do we see for Galen and Atima here? Is this a thing where Galen loses himself in this, trying to clear off all of that stress?
Yeah, I think he takes a lot of slick. And, you know, since we only have 10 more minutes, I guess, and I won't be there next time, I think what I'd really like is that seeing Galen's relaxed out of his mind on drugs, and Tima sitting on top of him, and things progress as you think they would, until she draws out this large-ass knife and said, "This is for my father, you asshole," and stabs Galen.
Yes! I mean, we could roll dice, but like, why should we? That is brilliant. I love that. Yeah, she's got a little vibro knife, and she waits until you get blissed out, and then yeah, we see the knife right? And we hear the sound effects and the blood spatter again. And then there's a little bit of blood spatter on her face that kind of mirrors what Galen went through earlier with his machete. And that is the end of Galen. Oh my gosh. Wow. Bravo. Bravo. Okay, we have just a few minutes left, so I'm going to ask real quick if anyone has anything they wanted to do, like a quick scene to wrap things up. If not, we can bring it to a close just a little bit early and do our feedback and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'd like a call with Z, I think, or maybe even a meet at Unmo's. It's a very straightforward one. Okay,
sounds good. Yeah, and I think just so we've got the fiction worked up, that Anmai ended up arresting Jir, and we may deal with that later if you're going to stop her from taking him in, that kind of thing. But you know that basically Jir, she stunned him. He fell face first into the water. She grabbed him, pulled him up, and actually drug him up the ladder and out onto the street.
Yeah, I'm very happy for her to log an arrest, and then we'll get him out next time.
Sounds good. Awesome. So you're meeting with Z. Z comes in, and you're at Ummo's, and this is, of course, the place where the Pax is declared.
And I'm guessing that this is actually in response to him, because
she reached out to you.
Given is to find out what's going on, which is ideal for me.
Please report, Galvalka. I need to understand what has happened.
You've known for a long time, Z, that the task force has an interest, and I have to say that I think that the Fuklors are just getting out of control. It's like a butcher's guard in that tunnel. You know, the way things have always been done here is with a degree of discrete force. This kind of action and actions prior to this are attracting attention. It's very difficult for me to smooth that over when there's blood on every street corner. So I think it's time for things to change, Z.
What are you proposing?
Well, you came to me with the suggestion that maybe there was a way for us to jointly make some cred out of Fuklor's kind of rashness. I think we've gone beyond that. We knew where we stood under the previous administration. Get my drift?
You are proposing that someone else lead the cartel.
I'm just saying, things used to be much smoother here. And you know what I always said, Z? Maintain an even strain.
I think you are trying to propose a deal to get what you want. So let's have you engage that move. When you propose a deal to get what you want, roll with face.
Yes, and I can't even remember what my face is.
I think you're pretty good.
It's one.
Yeah,
it's one. Okay,
bad.
so let's see if these dice continue to do me favors. 6 scrapes through to 7.
Okay, so on a hit, they have to choose. They can either take the deal stance, mark stress, or they can instead declaim authority for accepting the offer, adjust the price, or point you at another interested party.
Do they choose, or do I suggest? Or is it you
they choose. They choose. I'm Rich is thinking for a second. I've got an idea, so. Her little finger comes up. If you will assist me in destroying Kzojut, we will work together to replace the Druglord. It cannot sit empty. The cartel cannot sit empty without a figurehead if Kzojut is on the streets. Kzojut will immediately seize that opportunity.
Do you have a candidate in mind?
I do not. I will allow you to choose. but only if Kazojut is dead.
Okay. I can go with that. But we need to have a candidate ready before he dies. None of this. We need to manage this carefully.
Affirmative.
Because what happened last time was chaos.
It is called the killing pit for a reason. These ex-troopers will need to go.
Quite possibly. They're much too heavy firepower for this kind of work.
Understood. The Death Star, I am surprised that it does not need to call back into service veterans.
Well, you know, I'm sure that's a fine idea, Z, but you may have strings that run that high. Not sure I do.
I do not. Very well. We'll consider how to deal with that once we have a new candidate. But first, Kazojut dies. And I think that is where we will bring tonight's session to a close. Whew. Okay. It is 4 till. If you need to go, go. If not, I'd like to take just a quick 2-minute bio break and then do feedback, which is Roses and Thorns. All of you have played with me before, so you know how that works. So I will see you, anybody who wishes to stay at 2 till, anybody else who wants to go. Love you. Thank you for playing, and see you next week, except for Sabine. You were amazing, Sabine. Galen went out like an ace. That was so, so cool. So I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. I think this beard's done for. I don't think it's going to last another week. It's just, I don't love it.
What's wrong?
I don't know. It's like so much work. I'm lazy.
I take mine down to 1.5 mil every week, and then that's shaving done. So
nice. That's pretty. That works. It works for you. I like that. It looks good on you. It's the gray. I have not adjusted to having such a gray beard. I want to shave it to lie to myself that I'm not old. Is really what I'm after, I think.
I leave it gray so that people don't think I dye my hair.
Oh, and it's back. Okay, sorry, I couldn't activate my camera. I don't know why.
Yeah, I have the same problem. I don't grow my beard because it's I actually have a different color beard from the rest of my hair. Instead of being gray, it comes in a stark white, and then my beard used to be a really bright red, and it hasn't all gone away. So it's like stark white with a couple red patches here and there. I look like a calico cat.
Oh, sounds like it looks really odd and interesting.
Yeah,
I think that's a look you could carry off.
I probably could. I probably could.
I would love to see that, Walter. So grow out your beard, please.
There we go. We all want you to. All right, let's do our feedback, my friends. We start off with thorns, which are areas of confusion in the system or anything that felt clumsy or unwieldy, things that I can address in next session, or aspects of Cartel itself that you're like, I'm not sure how that goes. I'll do a little thorn. I got like oddly obsessive about a thing that I never worked into the fiction, but as we were playing, Stephen, I found the name of your 1%er Jawa, and I wanted to have someone reference, like Hazo was going to mention Ticket, aka Scrap, but I never got it in. Like I never had my moment. I had that up the whole time and I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger. Scrap was the Jawa that Steven played in the 1%er swoop gang. So just apology. Like it was there. I just want to mention it because it made me really happy. The idea of some connectivity between those two characters. Who would like to go first on Thorns?
I can go first. Or Alan can go first.
Well, Sabine spoke first. Go ahead, Sabine.
Okay, so I think character creation took up a long time.
Yep.
That's we spent half the session with character creation, which is a bit much for a 2-session arc, I think.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. I need to strip back a little bit of that. Maybe the ties, maybe should have gone with the ties that we created as we were talking stuff out rather than circling back and making ties again.
Yeah, but and there are a lot of moves, like a lot. But I think if you play Cartel for over a longer arc, that might be a lot of fun. All of them look like they are a lot of fun, but I thought they were a lot because we had to learn all these on the run.
Yeah. For me, just talking about those moves, I think a lot of them key off of stress, and stress is a thing that needs to be. That's why a lot of the playbooks start with some stress. I need to be handing out stress, like literally just like making sure everybody has some stress to drive you towards those moves a little bit more. But yeah, definitely there's a lot of moves, and I spent too long in the character creation process, and I think some of that is that you guys had to go to a playbook thing and grab that stuff out. So I want to.
I don't think that was your fault, Rich. That was just that these playbooks are actually quite massive, especially the narco one, where you have to build all this stuff about the whole organization.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor too. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Sabine. Alan, you've spoken up, so you get to go next.
Yeah, I think the thorn I've got, Rich, is we only get to play one more. You know, I think that it did take a long time, but I thought it gave us really rich context to work with. I just feel that I could do another 3, not another 1, to really exploit it.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah. I think it's less about thinning down the first session as having more of them to exploit the real richness of what it does, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to Hutt Cartel than 2 sessions will richly explore. I've seen Mark Diaz Truman, who, I mean, why should I even try to run stuff like Mark? Because he's so amazing, but he runs one-shots of this, and they're very fulfilling. Like, you really feel like you get a full story. He's just masterful. But I'm not not that good.
Does he keep the Druglord and the Plaza as a pre-prepped kind of framework? Because that would be one way to...
He just knows it so well that he guides people with questions. And what I do is, because I'm a little slower on the uptake, you're reading the playbook, he can just walk you through it as a few series of questions, and it's a lot faster. So his familiarity with the game helps him to make it more of a conversation, whereas I'm more like, hey, look at the book, let me know if you need help, which is not the way to speed things up. It's something that I need to do, is commit a little bit more time to guide people through character creation. I can do that. Alan, any other thorns? No. Stephen or Walter, which you would like to go next?
So yeah, I have something which is sort of similar to what Sabine said, which is in that being the cook and my role was interacting with drugs, I didn't, because the scene was mostly a takedown, it was difficult for me to insert myself.
Yeah.
It felt like I was being a little bit ham-handed when I was like, oh, now I'm going to go get on scene and that kind of
I'm
stuff.
so glad you did. I did a terrible job of engaging you within the fiction, and I really applaud. I know we're in Thorns, but I really applaud you inserting yourself. That was so helpful to me as an MC.
I'm not sure that I see that necessarily as something that you needed to engage me more. I see that more of the session was short, so we only had enough time for one scene. So,
fair.
But yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Stephen. Walter, what do you prefer, Walt or Walter?
I like Walter.
Okay, good. So what did you have for Thorns?
You know, honestly, I think my biggest thorns probably myself. I found out I was getting in this last night, and so I like just started going over the rules like late last night, and then probably picking the Druglord was a bit ambitious, given that I'm like still gaining familiarity with how everything works. So I'd like to thank everybody for indulging me as I took on like that big role. It was very fun, but yeah, I think it was it's a lot to take in a short amount of time. I think this is maybe at least from the Druglord playbook, and maybe all of them. Maybe it's like not a super like beginner friendly system. Like it takes a little while to kind of get into it. I think this particular system.
I thought you did just fine, not to dissuade you of your thing, but any nervousness you had as far as how it came across to me as an MC, I really liked it. I love the choices that you made because they were pregnant with two-shot. This is great, like super violent, seized control, very aggressive. And I feel like upon reflection, having Z push you down right away was maybe not the best choice for me as an MC. Like, I think there are other moves that I could have chosen to engage there. In fact, I violated that move because it gives specifics for the miss. I didn't realize it until after I'd already started down that path. But on a miss, everything goes to shit. And that's what we should have just played through. And that could have been brilliant and wonderful. And I feel like I have an opportunity there upon reflection.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. I was like, when I rolled the miss, I was like, oh, it's like half my troopers are going to get knocked out right now. And
right,
I was like,
I was kind of blind. I didn't even read the move all the way through because I was already jumping and like spinning through and trying to find which MC move can I do. Oh, I'm going to give him some stress. Well, how would he get stress? By his lieutenant saying, well, that's a stupid idea, which isn't as fun. Like, it would have been much more fun to me to see your troopers deployed and like kicking ass, and the ISB and the CSB got going head to head and war on the streets. But no, Rich went the boring move, and I apologize for that. Like, and it caused you to kind of second guess yourself and the thrust that you had. So I feel like I kind of screwed the pooch on the opportunity there. Yeah, I was just kind of kicking myself and hoping that we could roll back around. I think you guys saved it. I think this ended up being a good session.
Oh, yeah.
But I caused a stutter step at the very top there with that roll. Yeah. Cool. Any other thorns? Walter?
Just an observation.
Oh, yeah.
I think that what's coming through to me is that as an MC in this game, you really do need to go to the mattresses.
Yeah.
Early and hard, because I think
Yeah.
that's kind of it's not quite Star Wars, but it's certainly Cartel, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot more. Yeah, I think there we go. Well, that is true. That is a thing where I'm like, what Galen? But yeah, you've got to push hard. You got to push stress. You got to take things to the extreme with this game, especially if you're going to run a one-shot or two-shot. Walter, we stick with you for roses because I do it in snake order. You had to wait all through the other thorns, so you get to go first with roses. What would you like to hand out?
Okay, great. I want to give 2 roses. First, I mean, Sabine, like, wow, what a great ending with Galen. Like, everything with Galen was great, from the character setup to like that last scene. Like, that was beautiful. So thank you so much for that. My other rose is for Alan. I love that last scene with Z where you want to like undermine the Druglord. I fucking love the idea that Lahali's going to be backed into a corner in the next session. I think that's going to be a great place for the Druglord to shine. So thanks for introducing that. I love that idea.
Yeah, those are great roses. Very good. As always, Alan's instincts are so good, and you really leaned in to how Cartel is kind of the tone that it wants. Stephen, you are next.
Yeah. So the first thing is, I'm so glad I got a chance to play Cartel, because it had been on my list of games to play, but it's not really a setting that I'm really familiar with. I don't watch telenovelas. I don't watch Breaking Bad. But setting it in the Star Wars universe really drew me in, and that's something that I can grab a hold of, and I can understand what this means. So it gave me, I guess, touch points that I could see what was going on. And then seeing the character creation that we did, it was so involved and so intertwined. I know we all tried to keep it tight, but the way it fit together so well and the questions that we had, I really liked that. I mean, the way that everyone's character was able to be related to the others seems to stand out to me more in this game than other Powered by the Apocalypse games.
Yeah, I am glad you picked up on that. And that was the thing that the last Hutt Cartel, we roped in a few more NPCs, but I love that you guys pushed it. You're like, yes, you've adopted a Jawa child. Yes, you were involved with so-and-so. And it made it so much more messy and rich. So thank you for highlighting that, Stephen. I super was impressed by you guys in doing that. Thank you, Stephen. And so, Alan, you are next on the Roses train.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've put it in the chat, but I think Sabine, you manage this complete arc in short of 2 hours, from guy who's trying to get out but gets sucked back in, is an absolute psychopath. Actually, I can't help wondering what day job he was doing for that period when he was out. Right the way through then to the classic ending, just brilliant. I loved it all. I mean, I just love Stephen's Jawa. I just, show me Stephen, I see a Jawa now. I think it's that fixation needs work. I think be careful, Stephen. And I mean, it did take a long time, because the world setup here does. But this is a great Druglord world. This is going to be blood on the streets, and it's going to be everybody's blood on the streets, because she will not let go. From her cold, dead hand will this plaza be dragged. And as always, Rich, for me, it's like Stephen. It's not a kind of milieu I'm familiar with, but wrapping it up in Star Wars suddenly makes it all possible, and all those kind of detective movies and stuff that you see all just fit into place. So no, I think you've made a great decision trying to run this in Star Wars. It's a hard one, though.
You are not wrong. You have to be on your toes to run a good Cartel game. I kind of feeling like I need to run Cartel as Cartel at some point for the Gauntlet, just because this is such a good game, and it's so well designed. This quick start is brilliant, but it's so much more comfortable for me to run in Hutt Cartel, because then I could make jokes, and maybe I shouldn't. Sabine, what roses did you have a handout?
Well, I have many roses, because you are all amazing. Walter, I loved your Druglord, violent, my dear sister, who was nonetheless very protective of her and hers. And I actually liked that in the beginning you said, no, wait, Iris is one of ours. But then decided, okay, if she's a danger, she must go to protect the whole family thingy. That was cool, and I liked that. I'm sorry we didn't get to interact at all. I would have loved to talk to your Java about getting me some drugs, but it didn't pan out, so that was a pity. But I like the idea of a Java drug cook. I haven't seen any Java on one of Rich's games, and just seeing that picture was thrilling. Alan, as usual, it is a pleasure to play with you, and I mean, we didn't have any points of contact either, but seeing you scheme and trying to get people to do what you wanted and trying to sound reasonable while being so very corrupt, that was just lovely. I love that. And Rich, thank you for letting me be Galen and do violent stuff with a violent person. And I have no idea either what he has been doing in his free time, maybe repairing speeder bikes or something like that. And also thank you for having that lead in with making the girl the same species as the deposed Druglord whose husband I killed. And I thought, okay, that's the perfect opportunity for me to get rid of this character. So
that was so perfect. That was so good.
Did you plan that?
No, I was looking for Ratataki pictures from the moment that Walter had said I deposed one. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a Ratataki, and I saw this really pretty Ratataki, and I just had that picture in a tab. And then you're like, as soon as you said brothel, I'm like, I'm going to reintroduce this character, because I wasn't thinking like murder. I was thinking like, oh, another Ratataki. Maybe she's got a beef with Kazojut, or maybe she's an informant to Kazojut. So I did think I'm going to set up something with a Ratataki. I didn't think she's going to murder you, but bam, I should have been, because that was so much better.
Yeah. Well, now that she's in, I hope she comes back next session.
Right, Atima needs to.
I hope you will avenge me, dear sister, because I was murdered by this stupid girl.
Of course, there's going to be nothing else on my mind. I would let my entire empire crumble before I would let her get away with that.
Oh, your dad is so pissed and disappointed in you, mostly so I can do a bad Terrence Stamp impression. I tickled out. Good. This is brilliant. I can't wait until next session. I am so sad that Sabine will not be joining us for it, but you know, it's not like he could play Galen anymore. He's off the board. Thank you all so much for playing another Star Wars Saturday Hutt Cartel with me. We will see you in 7 days, except for Sabine. Hopefully we'll see you soon as well. You guys have a great
I hope to play with you again. With all of you. Exactly. I will play with Alan again, because we're in the same time zone, but I hope to see the rest of you too. So have a nice day, morning, evening, whatever.